without further ado, here's Bryce.
Yeah,
Bryce, are you there?
yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for the introduction, Micah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm excited for this too. We're going to have a ton of information jam-packed and lots of value for this whole webinar. That's going to be really cool for a lot of you, I'm sure. Let me know if you can hear me, if it's looking good. I have to move to the other screen so it minimize there for a second. But usually when I first start these webinars, I kind of want to get a gauge for what where everyone is at on this webinar. So let me know if any of these statements kind of resonate with you or which one you agree with most. And if you could just type like the number next to each one of these statements that you resonate with, that'll let me know like which kind of campaigns will be really helpful for you and where I can kind of guide the presentation. So the first thing is like, you feel like I'm still in the idea stage for my membership site, but I want some ideas for how to market it once I'm ready. Or I have a membership site, but I'm having trouble getting leads for my membership site. Or I have a membership site and leads, but having trouble getting them to buy. Or I can get people to join my membership site, but have trouble retaining them. And last one, my membership site is in good shape, but I'd love more ideas on how to upsell my members. So go ahead and type in the question box. And Micah, you might need to help me. I don't see any of the questions I go through, probably because I'm not set to see them, but let me know which ones which ones you're seeing in there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna also make you an organizer so you can see that, but I'll kind of MC some of these things for you.
Mark and Abby, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people. Drew's in here too? Wow, you guys are awesome. I love seeing all these people that are friends of ours too. So yeah, so a lot of ones. That's interesting to see too. I want to keep going. 2s and 3s, 3s and 5s. Some people are putting like all of them, so that's cool too. 3, 4, and 5. So a lot of the later stage ones there. So that is really good and really helpful for me. Thanks everyone for putting that in. Merrick says 3. Drew says, "What's a membership site?" Micah might need to help me with that one there. But yeah, keep commenting. This is great. I love it when we have interaction like this. Oh, sorry, I lied. There's one more. I'm highly satisfied with my membership site and don't really have too many areas for improvement. Hopefully that's not a lot of you. Otherwise, I'm wasting all of your time. And you guys should, the 6s should be here teaching this thing, not me. Anyways, at the end of the webinar, I want you to have at least one breakthrough idea for, like, let's say, a new and exciting way to get leads for your membership site. Some cutting-edge tactics for converting your leads into membership customers, clever ways to boost engagement and retain your members, or how to upsell customers from one membership to another. So if I can get you to have at least one of these ideas, hopefully that is worth the price of admission for this webinar alone. So that's my goal, and I think we can get you there. So as always with webinars, there's always some quick housekeeping. And the first thing is, I'm going to do this a little differently. Whenever I'm on a webinar, there's always questions in the back of your mind that you just need to answer before you even pay attention, right? So I'm just going to go through a lot of those really quickly. So the first one you're probably wondering is, what's PlusThis and what does it have to do with Memberium? Are any of you in the chat new to PlusThis? Are you coming from Memberium solely and have never heard of PlusThis before? Because we can do a quick little update here so you guys all know too. Yep. Maria says she's new. A few others are saying new. Karen's, yep. So what PlusThis is it's a library of 35 plus additional Infusionsoft features. So what we do is we make a bunch of add-ons for Infusionsoft that let you do things like what you're seeing here. Text opt-in, making Facebook audience, or your audiences on Facebook sync with your Infusionsoft campaigns, doing GoToWebinar integrations, tagging people based on how long they watch videos, putting countdown timers on your site, email split testing, embedding surveys and emails, just all those little things that people have come to us for and said, hey, we like Infusionsoft a ton, and all of our users do, but we just want to be able to do one more thing with it, basically. So we're the ones that kind of do all the development for it and then make it available in the library. Does that make sense, Micah?
Yeah, Bryce, if I could chime in, this is really cool. For those of you who are new to this, I just thought everyone knew you guys, and so for those of you who are new to it, this is the equivalent of if you went out and hired a developer to do something, you know, like, oh, I wish I could connect to this, and most people go out and hire a developer and get these custom things done. So what he's saying is they've done many of those, 35 plus, and now that they've got them, you can get access and it's configurable and all that. So it's almost even better than a custom solution. So the value is insane if you use some of these features. It's crazy from what it used to be. So really cool tool.
Yeah, appreciate it, Micah. And I don't really want this to be all about me. This is all about you guys. So please stop me if I'm sounding like a commercial. Tell me that in the chat. I'm fine with that. This is just to give you a background so you know why you should even listen to me or where we're coming from. The first thing is we've been around for a while. We've been around since 2012. We're at 4,000 users now, so we have a lot of Infusionsoft users. We hear a lot about the pains that people have in the Infusionsoft community. We're there to help fix them. And we have a lot of people that use Memberium too. That's the whole reason I even got in touch with Micah probably 6 or 7 months ago. We have a lot of membership site users, and I will admit right here, I am not the membership site expert when it comes to building these things. Micah knows a whole lot more than I do, and I don't want to put anyone in the position to think that that's not the case. So that's why we kind of work together on this kind of topic here. And the other thing is, PlusThis, if you look in the Infusionsoft marketplace, it's one of the top-rated apps. It has tons of referrals. I think Memberium is probably above us. They probably are in a good spot there too. So we're in good company. And then the last thing is we're highly trusted and used. This is a really interesting stat I just saw the other day from our developers, but in the last 30 days, we've had 10 million of our features run. That means all those little things you saw up earlier on the screen, like the GoToWebinar integrations and stuff, that means 10 million of those individual little features have been fired off from users like you over the last 30 days. So we have a very robust system. We're watching everyone's apps. We're making sure that your marketing is running, and a lot of people are trusting us to do that. So it's really cool just to give you some faith in where we're coming from here. So Micah talked about this earlier, and so I won't hit on it too much, but if they basically invited us here because of what he said at the very beginning. We started off with them probably 6 months ago to do the same thing for our users. We wanted the experts in membership sites to come and talk to our people about how to do them right. So we invited Micah there. And then Micah, likewise, he goes, yeah, we make this really cool tool for building and automating your membership site, but our members still need help with things like getting leads, selling their membership site, retaining customers, and upselling premier memberships. And we have some PlusThis users that do a really good job with that. We've invited Megan on the call. She'll be talking a little bit later. She is a membership site creator and consultant, and she uses Infusionsoft and Memberium exclusively, basically, for this. So she'll show some of her cool things later on, too. And yeah, so they just wanted us to be able to come on and show you some of the ways that people are doing these things using PlusThis, but also you can do it without PlusThis for some of these things. It's just going to be a little bit more work, or it might need some of that custom development like Micah mentioned earlier. So the second thing people always are wondering is, who are you and why should I even care, right? So I'm Bryce. I run the marketing for PlusThis, and I am incredibly blessed to work with some of the brightest Infusionsoft users. So I personally have worked with Frank Kern, Ryan Dice, and Mary Smith, Casey Graham. A lot of these people have come to PlusThis, and some of our features have been made because Frank Kern came and said, I want to be able to do this with Infusionsoft. Can you guys help us make something for that? And then he popularizes that whole tactic and makes it really cool for PlusThis. And so that's how a lot of these features are built and made. We work with very smart users. We learn what's working in marketing now, and that's what we get to share with you guys later on. So just a little bit about that. That's who I am. That's what we're here for. The third thing that always gets asked, will you share the slides? In every conference I've gone to, there's always this person that has to take a screenshot of every little slide. I don't want this to be a webinar that is like that, right? That's not fun for anyone. So we are going to basically make the slides available to you. Here's the easiest way to do it. Just text Memberium to this number here. And if you want to write that down, you can do that too, because I don't want to keep this slide up forever, obviously. But that will put you in so I can send you our slides at the end of this. If you've ever run a webinar before, you know that the slides are being tweaked to the very last minute. So I just wanted to make sure we got the latest and greatest slides too. So that's why that's the best way to get it, basically. Perfect.
Hey, Bryce.
All right. Yes.
I hope this is cool, but I just want to chime in here and just point out to everyone that he might use something called PlusThis to do that, and it might be a good idea for you to do. So just modeling something good there. So
yes, you're right. Totally. This is using PlusThis to do this, guys. So just like Micah said, not trying to toot our horn too much through this thing, but it's a good point. If you want to do this kind of stuff, this is one of the things you can do with PlusThis. Cool. So is everyone good with that? If you still need time in the chat to get this number, let me know and I'll move on. Cool. Yeah, and you should be able to text from the UK. If you're in the UK or you're having any trouble, you can just email me to bryce@plusthis.com and I'll send you the slides afterwards. Because I think that is a US number, so it might be a little bit difficult. We can make the UK ones. I just don't think I did it for this preparation. I'm sorry. Anyways, the last thing, or one of the last things, is how is the webinar going to be different? So, number one, we're going to cover more intermediate to advanced topics. I'm not going to waste time on covering the basics. So, I don't want this to scare anyone away. Like, you don't have to be the best of the best marketer out there, know every little thing about marketing. This content just isn't designed for you if this is your first day using Infusionsoft, basically. There's some concepts like tags and stuff that just will be way over your head if you've never used that kind of stuff before. The second thing, we're going to share what's actually working in campaigns, not theories. So you're not going to just see a bunch of slides that are, this is a cool idea, but I don't know if it's actually been tested or tried and works really. So this is going to be showing some actual campaigns. Again, I've invited Megan on the call and Stuart, who are both going to just show you actual campaigns they've run using this stuff, so you can see them in the process. And the last thing, there's no pitch, just value. And what I just mean by that is, if at any time you are interested in PlusThis, you know how to find us. You have our website, go sign up for a free trial. It's there. That's it. Done. All right, so 5, what are you covering today? We're going to cover 10 Infusionsoft campaigns to help you generate more sales, engagement, and loyalty for your membership sites. Actually, we're probably going to cover more than that. We're also going to have live demos of expertly crafted Memberium sites and the tools they can't live without, best practices when it comes to marketing membership sites, and powerful tools for automating, promoting, and selling your membership sites. Is this information interesting to you? Are any of these resonating with what you're looking for today? I just want to make sure we're covering the basics for you. And yeah, a lot of people are asking about replays. That's another question. Yes, I believe, Micah, you're recording this, so we'll have a replay afterwards.
We forgot to turn it on. No, I'm kidding. Yes, we're recording.
All right, cool. And a lot of people are saying, yes, this is the content they're looking for. Good. So that's what we're going to stick to. And then the last thing, I think this is the last thing, is how do I know if this is not for me? Well, it's not for you if you aren't interested in learning about other tools that can help you grow your membership site. If you're looking for the bread and butter stuff and that's what you want to stick to, yeah, you might be able to get some of that out of this presentation, but you're really going to get the most benefit out of using the tools. So that's a big caveat I want you to be aware of. The other thing is you don't need any more ideas for how to sell, retain, and add more upsells to your membership sites. If that's how you're feeling already, then without an open mind, there really isn't too much I can do to help with that either. And then if you haven't gotten your Infusionsoft set up and you are a completely new user, so that, again, this would be a little bit more intermediate or advanced content in that case. All right, is this good for anyone? Anyone have any other concerns on that? Can we text replay if we want it? Drew, yes, we could set it up to that, but I haven't, so that would be a possible way to do it later on.
Hey, Bryce.
Yes.
You can't be answering Drew's questions like his earlier one about what's a membership site. They're all sarcastic.
Yeah, apparently. Anyways, he's got a great personality. I love it when he's on our webinars. That's the end of housekeeping. Let's just get into the content now. So here's what you all came for. The first question I have for you is, how many of you would like to learn more ways to use Facebook to grow your membership sites? Go ahead and type in the chat if this is a topic that is interesting to you all. Karen says yes. Abby says yes. Gary says yes. Pam says yes. Cool. We got tons of yeses. All right. So the good news is that I have 3 campaigns that all have to do with Facebook that I'm just going to go into right now. The first one is a simple Facebook lead gen campaign. And here is the situation. So let's say I run a cooking membership program and I want to advise my first free, or I want to advertise my first free video series, how to cook 10 vegan meals for less than $20 on Facebook. Ideally, I would like to use a Facebook lead ad to capture the lead directly on Facebook without them ever having to leave Facebook. So what you're seeing here, this is cool. I didn't even know it was going to do this, but it's showing you what a Facebook lead ad is. Have any of you, are any of you new to Facebook lead ads? Have never heard of them before? I can give a quick little 1-minute overview of what they do. They're really, really interesting, and they can be really helpful for your membership sites. Yeah, so there are a lot of new people here. So a Facebook lead ad is a new advertising tool that Facebook delivered. Sorry, let me go back up. You're about to see it start over at the very beginning, or this is the last part actually. But anyways, what it lets you do is it lets you make an ad that they can literally opt in for directly on Facebook. They never have to leave and go to your website and sign up on a whole other landing page. You're seeing it start here. Here's the ad. They click on the sign up button. And I leave right when it does that. All right, anyways, they see like the details or whatever, and they can sign up there. Facebook has their information. They can put in more if you want. They're done. Their full name's already in there. Their phone number's in there, and you've got a lead. Easy as that. They never had to go to. You saw there. They never had to go to your website, fill out a whole different form on a landing page, do any of that to be resold on your offer. So this is kind of what we're going to be setting up for your membership site. And I'll show you exactly how we do that. This image kind of goes through that process too. Add, here's the form, and here's the end. The GIF you saw earlier, that is a lot more detailed. Facebook's trying to show you a lot of the extra things you can do, but you can keep it as simple as just a name and email, and they're done. So you don't have to have that many steps in there if you don't want. So again, just continuing. Ideally, I would like to use a Facebook lead ad to capture the lead directly on Facebook without them ever having to leave. And once they've opted in, it would be awesome if they were just automatically entered into my free trial campaign, right? So you're giving them that free video series. So here's the pain that people have. And I didn't put it in here, but normally when you do this without PlusThis, when they fill out this lead, it goes into the Facebook cloud. And you would have to manually download that and then put it into your Infusionsoft, and you just keep doing that over and over again. What we've done with PlusThis is we just made a tool that does this all for you automatically. We have a number of customers that use it. They love it, and it just saves you a lot of time. So normally you can do this all without PlusThis. You can set up these ads on Facebook. You can Google Facebook lead ad guide, and it's really simple to do these things. And then you can run your ad. Your leads are going to stay in the Facebook cloud. You can go ahead and manually download them when you're ready to put them into Infusionsoft. And then, yeah, that's the way you can do it all out of the box. But if you are the type of person that likes to automate this and be able to deliver your leads right away, that's where PlusThis can help you with that. And that's all I just wanted to share on that. So the way you can do it, this is what it looks like in PlusThis if you're working on it. You can pull up your lead ad right here. PlusThis talks to your Facebook, so it finds your pages for you. You tell us what tag you want applied when they sign up for the lead form, and this way it just happens all right away. And then the campaign is super simple. Literally, you have your tag that PlusThis applies. You just saw that there, and then you deliver what you want. So it doesn't even have to be a very complicated campaign. Does this all make sense? Does anyone have questions on this so far? Cool.
Yeah, there was one question from Eric, which I think you just answered, but I want to make sure he understands that. So his question, or kind of what he said, is you can auto-register them for your membership site using Facebook ads, assuming it was a free members area. And I was going to answer yes, and that's kind of what Bryce has on the screen. That Deliver Free video series could be in a membership site as a free members area, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. You can use the tag that PlusThis does to do whatever you want it to do in your Infusionsoft. So that's the first little example campaign. There's some other applications for this. It's great for targeting your prospects on Facebook and generating leads. So one of the situations I see this used very often with is have you ever had your Infusionsoft list kind of just start to grow stale? Like they're not responding to emails anymore. They're getting stuff. They're not really responding to it. If that's a situation you've found, you can take those lists, make a Facebook custom audience with it, and then start showing them your Facebook lead ads to reinvigorate them, show them a new offer or a new free course you're delivering, and then get them into your campaign again that way. It's a great way to get in front of people if they're not looking at their emails very much anymore. So that's just another way to use it. So the other question I have for you on Facebook is, are any of you interested in Facebook Live? Is this something that you've wanted to try? Oh, and Kelly, you're asking a great question. It would be great to get a step-by-step guide on how to set this up. So I am definitely going to record videos on how to set up these campaigns so that you can watch them later on. Anyone that wants to try PlusThis and do this stuff, I'm not going to leave you hanging. It would be the worst tease ever to show you, hey, here's a promise, and then just never give you a way to do it. It's just not that interesting on a webinar to show you step-by-step how to put together each of these Infusionsoft campaigns, and it would take way too long. So I'm going to record that separately and send it to everyone that wants to use PlusThis for that kind of stuff from this webinar. But that was a great question. Cool. All right, so people are responding. So Pam says yes to doing Facebook Live. She says she uses it every week. That's awesome. Kristen's a yes. Same with Derek. They use it. There's a lot of Facebook Lives. There's some people that are saying no. I'm sorry for the no's. We'll have other campaigns that might be interesting. There's a whole bunch to come through. But most of you are saying yes for sure. So I want to show you a really cool way you can do Facebook Live campaigns and tie in some of the tools to convert them into leads in Infusionsoft and even give them some really cool offers. So the scenario here is you have a following on Facebook, and actually this could work if you don't have a following. I'm going to show you a little cool trick that I learned that can help with doing Facebook Live even if you only have a few followers. But anyways, if you have a following on Facebook and you want to see if I can monetize my following by giving a live training where I make an offer on Facebook, I want to make an offer where anybody who buys while I'm live gets a special deal. So imagine you're on Facebook Live, you're doing some cool little training, and you want to be able to get a special deal while you're on Facebook Live. And at the same time, it would also be great if we could do a text opt-in as a method for them to sign up for my lead gen. So they're probably already looking at Facebook on their phone. You want to be able to capture the leads of the people who are there live, and you want to make it easy, so doing a text opt-in makes a lot of sense. And at the same time, anyone that buys or does something on your call or your live presentation, you can give bonuses to, which is really cool. So this would be like an example, text offer to the whatever. And once they've opted in, I'd like them to be automatically entered in my Infusionsoft delivery campaign. So this is the pain that a lot of people have. Is the first question they have is, what if I don't have a big Facebook following? You don't have to have a big Facebook following for Facebook Live. What you can do is you can run Facebook Lives in groups you're a part of. So let's say you are a gym membership and you have exercise videos for your membership program, and you're a part of a lot of Facebook groups that have like other fitness people that are your core audience or whatever, or people who are trying to get in shape. And you want to just do like a Facebook Live where you go, okay, we're going to do a live workout session, going to show you how to do some workouts on your abs, and then on that Facebook Live, you want to be able to give them a text opt-in, and then maybe if they want to get started with your first video, you'll give them 50% off if they buy during that live workout. That's totally doable. You can join, you can be a part of any of these groups. You just go into that Facebook Live or that Facebook group, and where you have like your little where you have your spot to leave a post or whatever, you also have the option to do a Facebook Live. So you can go live in a group that has hundreds of thousands of people, or 60,000 people, or just 100 people. It doesn't matter. They don't have to be following you to see your Facebook Live. The other thing that's cool about these is that Facebook does a really amazing job of notifying you when someone on your list or someone who's a friend of yours is going live. Have you seen these when you've been on Facebook where it tells you so-and-so is now live, right? So that's what's really cool about it. The other thing that was cool, sorry, when I go to questions, my screen goes the other way. There we go. It's going to record these too, so that you don't have to worry about what if they're not watching right when I'm going live? What if I have a lot of people that miss it? Well, Facebook does a recording for it, so you can always keep that in mind too. And what if I've never done Facebook Live? How can I learn it quickly? I have a link to an awesome article on it. This is how I first learned about using it and getting the hang of it on Social Media Examiner, and this is included in the slides too. So for those of you, there are some people who are asking what Facebook Live is. Facebook Live is where you can literally go onto your Facebook page or your profile, and you can just, instead of typing in your normal little update, you can go and tell Facebook you want to do a live presentation there. your phone's going to turn into a video camera, and it's going to broadcast whatever the phone is seeing right there to all of your friends and followers, basically. So it's a really cool method for anyone that wants to take advantage of that live audience and use the power of Facebook to do it. So now I'm going to get into a little bit about how you would do it. So Infusionsoft, the campaign builder, that's what you're using. To do the text opt-in, we use our SMS sequences, and then for the offer that you give live there, where you want to just reward people who take advantage of buying something while you're live there, we use time frame triggers for that. I'll show you a little bit about how each of those things work. Time frame triggers, what you're seeing here, is you can set specific days. So say August 11th at 12, between 12 and 1 is when you're planning on doing your Facebook Live session, your workout session there. You could set this up in PlusThis, and now your Infusionsoft's going to know if someone bought during that time, and it's going to give them a tag, this one right here, if they do so. So you can deliver whatever bonuses you want, or you can set up to give them a discount, or whatever you want to do with it. And then this is what it looks like for those text opt-ins. We integrate with Twilio, so you get your number there from them, and then you set up whatever your keyword is. So you can, like Drew was saying earlier, if you wanted to text replay to this to get the replay, that's how you could set it up literally. And then, yeah, that's the setup inside of PlusThis. And then what it looks like with your campaigns is if someone signs up for the lead magnet while you're live, PlusThis is going to check to see if they did it during that time frame, and if they did, they'll get that tag, and then you can deliver whatever extra bonus you promised on the live session. It's that easy. You don't have to manually figure out, hey, did this person sign up during that time or not? And it just gets messy if you try to do this manually. And then same thing with the SMS sequences. This is what it looks like in PlusThis when you've set it up. You're texting slides to this, and then it's going to apply this tag, and you can deliver whatever you want. So really cool, easy applications for that. Does that make sense? Anyone have questions on that side?
Dude, that is very cool.
Cool. I hope that's an idea that maybe some of you would see beneficial or worth trying. And then the last Facebook one I want to ask you about is, how would you like to stalk your customers on Facebook, giving them targeted offers based on the videos they watched in your membership program? Do any of you have videos in your membership program want to be able to be a little bit more precise in your marketing based on what they're actually watching?
So Bryce,
cool. Yes.
There's a question from Ed that kind of ties into this, and I'll ask it, and it might be kind of what you're getting into, but just to address it. So he asks, is it realistic to have a free members area site within your site that takes them through an automated process to upsell? And so I was going to kind of answer in a general membership way, but what you're talking about, giving them targeted offers based on what they're watching, sounds a lot better. So I just wanted to throw that question out there, and I'm sure you're going to kind of get into it here. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Ed. So that I didn't even think about the way you could use it for upsells, but you're totally right. You could use these kinds of situations to do your upsells as well. Some of the other campaigns, we definitely were covering other campaigns that are more geared towards upsells, but I don't see why you couldn't do what you're describing there. Yeah, totally. Again, like the ideas that I'm sharing here are not just, these aren't the only ways to apply a lot of these. So if you're getting other ideas, that's awesome. That's what I want this webinar to be for. Just kind of stimulate your own thinking of how you could apply some of these things in your business. So this one is actually an upsell campaign. And in this situation, let's say you do music lessons in your membership site. So you have music, you have videos for like blues music, for rock music, for jazz music, all kinds. Think of like Jermaine Griggs, if you've heard of him. He has a really great membership site for that, I'm sure. And you want to be able to show members ads on Facebook based on which like lessons or videos they've been watching. And those ads could be for like buying your music CDs, your lessons on CD or sheet music, things like that. And then we want to do this in a way that will track which videos were watched and then tell Facebook who those people are so they can start seeing the right ads. So what's really cool about this is we don't want to send people on Facebook ads for rock lessons just because they watched any of your videos, right? That might convert some people, but if you could target, so you're only showing ads for your blues lessons if they watched actual blues lesson videos, and I don't mean they just clicked start and then stopped and like went away or didn't like that actually. I'm talking about people who went to your membership site, clicked it, watched it all the way or most of the way if you want, and then those are the people that you know are very targeted towards some additional upsells from your membership site, maybe the actual lessons they can get in a physical format or whatever you want to do. So the pain that a lot of people have when they want to do something like this is they wonder, how do I track who watched my videos, or how do I tell Facebook what ads they should see, and how do I automate this? Those are really good questions, and a lot of times the way that people have to track is they have to go and get a developer to do that for them. And if they want to get it in Facebook, there's a lot of work involved with that as well. So it's a pain in the butt, and most people won't do it because it just takes a ton of work to even do that. And then automating it is even more of a nightmare if you're trying to do this on your own. So the way that we've done it for our customers is, again, we're just using bread and butter Infusionsoft Campaign Builder, and then we're using 2 tools from the PlusThis toolkit. It's video triggers and our Facebook audience triggers. And so here's what the setup in a video trigger kind of looks like. You start by just embedding your video code. So you can take it from Wistia or YouTube or Vimeo, put it in there, and then we just asked if based on the accumulated time spent watching, when do you want to apply tags? So in this situation, if they watch this video for 1 minute and 30 seconds, we're going to start applying this Watch Blues video tag. And that's how it's going to basically work in the gist of things. And then we're combining it with a Facebook audience trigger. So what Facebook does is when you have ads, you can assign, Facebook wants to know who you want to show those ads to. And one of the things that Facebook lets you do is they let you create custom audiences. And what a custom audience is it's literally that. It's the custom audience of, like, it could be people from your Infusionsoft list that you upload and create a custom audience with. And that's how a lot of people were doing it before they were using PlusThis. They would manually upload those lists that they were able to dig out of Infusionsoft and find the targeted list that they wanted. They'd go into Facebook, they'd make a new Facebook custom audience for blues music, and then when they have the ad set up, they'll say, okay, show this blues music ad to the custom audience I just made of people who watch my blues music video. So we basically just automated that whole process where you can tell us what account it is. You will find all the Facebook audiences you set up, or you can make a new one. So if you're making a total new one for blues music, you can do that here. And then when you're done, we're going to just basically put in the PlusThis code. It's a little HTTP snippet, and anytime that gets hit, it's going to go, okay, they watched the video. In this situation, they're on your membership site. They watched the blues video for over 1 minute 30. PlusThis tags them as watched blues video, right? Then they go into this campaign to add them to the Facebook custom audience, and that's where PlusThis basically does that second part with the Facebook custom audiences. It knows, okay, this person watched the video, so we want to add them to the blues music video. PlusThis takes care of that all for you. You don't manually have to go into Facebook now, add those people into your custom audience you created. PlusThis basically just does it all for you. And now they'll start seeing ads for your blues videos. And people get carried away with this all the time, not in a bad way, in a very, very good way. So they can go, okay, now what if they actually buy that sheet music afterwards? Then we want to remove them from this and show them another one for a different thing, right? You can go on and on with this kind of stuff. So it's a really cool little concept and strategy you can use to get more upsells out of your campaigns. Cool. So let me know if that's making sense. If you have any questions, Micah, what do you think about like a upsell campaign like this? Does that make sense to you from a membership perspective?
Yeah, I mean it's what people are trying to do with Infusionsoft, right? At its very basic level is, get them to do one thing and then follow up with them, and based on their behavior, change that follow-up as they take action. It's just kind of extending it, so some of our membership site users know they can track if someone visits a page or clicks a link, but I know with your triggers, there's, watch to video, watch to a point in a video, and all these cool things where you can get really granular and really detailed. So it's another layer, and then it also takes it outside of just email and membership sites onto Facebook, which I love. And some of you know this about me, but I hate Facebook. Like, I'm not a social media person, but I see its value for business, and so I spend a lot of money there, and we definitely talk about it a lot. I just you have to have it. It's not just email on your website. It's email, your website, Facebook, at least, right, and other stuff.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that too, Micah. One of the things, the reason why I'm showing so many Facebook campaigns to get started is that with membership sites, one of the advantages you all have is that your membership sites are probably targeted towards certain interests, right? Like whether it's cooking, whether it's fitness, whether it's music, like I shared already. And what Facebook does really well is it lets you target to those interests very, very precisely. So you don't have to show ads to just a random set of 1,000 people and hope that a few of those are actually interested in the same topic that you do. So I think Facebook is a really great tool for membership users if they're interested in doing that or not. All right, and I do see a couple of questions about this really quickly. So a lot of people are asking if this is like a video that you put on Facebook or not. No, these are all videos that what it basically comes down to is you take your videos and you probably want to have them on a site like Wistia, Vimeo, or YouTube. I believe those are the three that we can cover now. Our developers just released a whole new update for video triggers, so it might even have a few other ones. I just don't know which ones I can promise yet because it's really brand new to me. But those three we know are tried and tested and very popular, so a lot of people just use those three anyways. And so yeah, you just host them there, and then you just grab the embed code, and you can put that on your own website wherever you want. And that's usually what I feel like people using Memberium are probably doing for the most part, is they're taking the videos if they do run on a membership site and hosting and just taking that embed code and putting it on their own website and using Memberium to kind of facilitate that whole thing. Is that what you usually see too, Micah?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's I hate to say it, I'm not as involved. Andrew, who does our marketing, he has used your stuff for all the SMS and the video tracking and all that. So I know what they're doing, and yeah, that's the way it works. But he knows all the technical nitty-gritty.
Sure.
But I was just looking. He sent me a list of all the things we do with PlusThis, and I was just like, geez, we are actually more than I thought. He's just kind of the expert on it.
Yeah, great. And if I miss any questions, feel free to email me, bryce@plusthis.com. I have so much to go through that I'm guaranteed to miss some of you guys, and I really don't mean to do that. But we just want to keep this jam-packed and moving as quickly as we can while still giving a lot of value. Anyways, the next question I have is, how many of you would like an automated way to give a special deal to the first X people who buy, like maybe the first 10 people who buy, and to encourage urgency and scarcity? Has this ever been a tactic you wish you could do or wanted to do? Yeah, so it's pretty common. Yeah, go ahead, Micah.
And I want to point out, it's a pain to do with Infusionsoft. Like it's horrible. So yeah, I want to do it all the time.
All right, cool. If that's the case, that's what this next campaign covers. It's called our Scarcity campaign. So let's say I'm presenting our membership program, like maybe on a webinar or maybe on that Facebook Live thing, and I want to give a special deal at the end where the first 10 people who buy the core membership can get the premium membership for free. So you're really like, hey, this is the one time you're going to be able to get this, pay this price, but get like this benefit basically, and you want to be able to automate that whole process. So, but the big thing, like Micah said, is it's a pain because most of the time you have to make a whole new campaign to just do this little thing, and it's really hard to monitor. So ideally you would like to be able to have people just purchase through the normal process, no changes in that, automatically determine who was eligible or not, and automatically kick off delivery based on whether they qualified or not. The pain is, normally if you're doing this, is first you have to track who the first 10 are. Then you need to turn off the valve once the first 10 have bought, right? And then I have to figure out how to manually deliver the offer. How many of you have tried doing this before? I'm just curious. See if there's any other pains I'm missing. Yeah, Maria says it is a total pain with Infusionsoft. And Derek says we do it now, but we have to manually watch. LOL. Yeah. So it's a very smart concept. It's just really hard to pull off. It's not impossible. It's just hard and not the most user-friendly way. So the way that we've just made it really easy for users is we have a campaign like this. Say they purchase your product, then you deliver the product, and then you want to be able to deliver the bonus if they are the first 10 to do it. So every time someone buys, PlusThis will basically count them. That's what's really cool about the way we do it. And then we will tag just the first 10 people who buy. So in this situation, every time someone buys, we're tagging, or using this tag to basically know, okay, someone bought our demo gym limited offer. And then PlusThis is going to count the number of contacts, so it's just the first 10, less than 11 of them. and then if that's the case, it's going to apply this other tag. So now it's automatically taken all that hassle out of it. You literally just have to put a tag after your purchase sequence that you want PlusThis to count to know who the first 10 were. And so yeah, you're seeing it right here. The tag is applied, so we put the tag in this sequence here. PlusThis counts that tag, and then if they're the first 10 coming through, 1, they get this tag. 2, they get this tag. 3, they get this tag. 12, they don't get this tag because PlusThis saw it and they go, okay, there's been the first 10, so they don't get the bonus anymore. And it's really that simple. A lot easier to do, a lot less of a headache, no manually tracking any of that stuff. But it's a really cool way to be able to give those kind of campaigns that are very effective at driving urgency and scarcity. Like literally only the first 10 people are going to get this offer, and it really gets people to start buying now. Hopefully that's a campaign that is interesting to you and might be a good idea to try as well.
So Bryce, afterward,
yes.
we're gonna have to take from the chat because there's so many cool comments in here that are really funny, very expressive, comments.
Sure.
Is amazing. OMG, that is awesome. All this kind of stuff. So very cool.
Yeah. I really love this chat. We have an awesome audience here. Thanks, guys. So the next one, how many of you would like an easy way to do split testing for your membership campaigns? Some people are really big split testers. I just want to see if this is a topic that's interesting to you all too, because we have a cool way to show that too. Gary says yes. Jamie says me. Yeah, so there's some definite interest here. So the scenario here is, let's say you have a training series in my membership program, and I want to split test whether certain subject lines get more clicks than others. And obviously, your split test could be whatever you want to split test. I'm just doing subject lines because that's one I've heard recently that was pretty cool. So you have like this one with certain subject lines, this one, and this one with different ones. And you want to be able at the end be like, yeah, this one had 34%, that's the one we want to use. And these ones failed, so we don't want to use them anymore. Pretty basic A/B testing kind of thing. The pain is, I've been doing this with PlusThis so long, I don't even know how to do it in Infusionsoft, so I put, where do I even begin? If any of you know how to do it currently with Infusionsoft, I would love to learn it, but I just think it's probably so much more work that I just have totally forgotten how to do it otherwise. But I'm wondering if the chat's even chiming up on that. We use a lot of split testing on websites, yeah. So there's some that are doing that kind of stuff. But like my questions are like, do I put everyone in different campaigns? I think that's the best way to do it, bread and butter Infusionsoft. And how do I track which one's getting better conversions? You probably have like a tag in there that you have to count, and then you have to like watch it all the time so you can know which one's working better, and then you have to erase the stuff that wasn't working and then try to fix it all again afterwards. It just sounds really messy to me, so I haven't really played around with it very much. But anyways, the way you do it with PlusThis is much simpler. And one quick lesson on split testing I want to give everyone, because we've had a lot of split testers use PlusThis, and a lot of people do a big mistake here at the very, very, very beginning. When you split test, what should you do? Should you put your whole list into a split test? Type in the chat if you should put the whole list in there or not. I want to see, because this is what we get. A lot of people are saying no. You guys are all smart. Thank you. I love it. All right, so we run this feature and we get 10,000 people in through our PlusThis split testing feature, and they'd be like, why is it so slow? And that was on our old one. Now we can actually do up to 10,000 people. Not that we recommend that. But the reason why you don't put a big list like that is because what happens, Micah? What do you think? If you run a split test and half of your list goes through one and half goes through other, what do you think comes out as a result?
Well, one, I think it might take Infusion a minute to do it. And then I guess if you split your old list and it was half and half, probably, I don't know, it depends on how good the emails are, right? What would happen?
So here's what happens. You just sent half of your list through the worst option possible. Does that make sense? Like, you had an A/B, and now half of them went to the one that was actually really good, and the other half went to your sucky one. And now you can't send those half of your list back through the actual one that was performing well. So it's a big mistake that a lot of people do. So, but first of all, if you do split tests, we recommend start with like maybe 100, 200 people, whatever you feel is reasonable to get enough information to know generally which one is better. And then this is kind of what the campaign looks like. And we'll show you the PlusThis setup here really quick so it makes a lot more sense. Basically in PlusThis, you're just telling us what is the goal you want to use to start the different sequences. So like this one here for the benefit subject lines and this one for the descriptive subject lines. And then you're going to tell us what's the tag that indicates conversion success. So if in this situation, this scenario, we were testing to see which subject line got more clicks. So we're going to put a goal in this sequence here, and that's how we're going to know, it's the same one in here, which one was successful, if they were a successful like conversion there. And then you can tell us how many conversions you want to basically use on this test until you're happy with the result. So let's say this split test, we're good if we know at least 20 people have clicked on that. The first one to get 20, that's the winner. That's how we want to do it. That's what PlusThis lets you do. So you can just see it here. Literally, the PlusThis feature just gives you an HTTP post. You put in your little campaign, and then you just add 100 people to it. PlusThis runs that HTTP post. It goes, okay, we're going to put this many people in this one and this many people in this one, and we're going to test it, and then it will determine the winner for you automatically, and you could even have it so it automatically, if you were one of those people that did put your whole list in there, it will stop sending people to the cruddy one, and it'll start sending people to the right one if it's like an ongoing kind of campaign.
Hey Bryce.
Yeah.
So I love that point. First of all, the really simple one that I didn't get when you asked me about.
Oh, no worries. I didn't realize that until I saw
it. That's a great demonstration because it's like I have no idea. But I just wanted to ask you. So you don't send your whole list, but what is too small of a sample? Like assuming, that you're going to get around 10% click-through rate. How many emails do you have to send to know? Like you gave the example of 20. Do you guys recommend 20 some of the time? Or?
Yeah, so I think it depends on what your goal is. Obviously, if I don't mess this up, if your goal is for, let's say it's purchases instead of just clicks, you're probably going to need more people to come through a campaign in order to generate a certain number of purchases you want versus just like clicks. So if you're doing like a goal where you're just wondering how many people are clicking, then you probably don't need much more than 100 if your list isn't completely dead and just doesn't look at anything at all. You'll probably get a decent number of clicks out of just 100 people, right? But if you wanted to test instead which one gets more purchases, 100 people might get you 5 or 10 purchases. It all depends on what your kind of audience is like and what your conversion rates are. But yeah, I would base it on the goal that you have. If it's a pretty straightforward goal that you can get a decent amount with just a sample size of 100, then that's good. If it's a goal that is a little bit more difficult to achieve, then you need more lab rats to do it, then feel free to add more. But you can use up to I believe it's 10,000 now with PlusThis without it slowing down. So we seriously ran to up that feature because of how many people were using it with that many people. Not that we recommend it, but it's possible.
Gotcha. No, and part of the reason I ask that is just, the statistical relevance, because I've got a marketing gal with us who we love, and she's amazing, and she's typically pushing like, hey, we need more data to know for sure. And so I'm kind of wondering, like, where is that appropriate point when you know versus keep testing,
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely going to vary, but I think you can get a lot of results with even just 100 people for a lot of these kind of tests. But
cool.
You can always add more too if you want. Like start with 100. If you need more, add another 100. And that's a good way to do it too. Just that way you don't end up you put 500 in there and you learn very quickly which one was the obvious winner, and you don't have to really worry about the other ones going through it. Even though PlusThis will handle that for you pretty easily too. And Drew was asking about that too. He asked if we can handle dynamically adding people into the split tests, and that's true. Like, if say this was an ongoing one, it would dynamically put them into the split test until there's a winner chosen, and then it's going to just automatically send them to the winning one from there on. So that's a way to do it too, if you want. Cool. All right, there's so many more we have to get through. I'm sorry, but I'm glad everyone has great questions and is chiming in on this. I just want to make sure you can get lots of ideas and not just 3 very focused ones. So the other thing is, the last one I'm going to present before I get the guests on here is on Evergreen expiring offers. How many of you would like a way to be able to give those? They're very popular with our PlusThis users, but for Memberium users, it might be something new. And that's what I'm just wondering. I want to get a gauge here. Daniel says, yeah. A empty field says yes. I don't know what your last name is or your first name, but A is good. All right, we're getting a bunch of yeses here. This is cool. So, and this is a great question, Ed. You're starting it off. What is it? So, an evergreen expiring offer, I think we'll demonstrate in this scenario here, is let's say you have a starter course for your membership that's free, and you want to be able to just drive people to your starter course like a lead gen, right? But when they're in this starter course, you want to be able to offer them after the first 3 days a deal to get into the full course. And that deal you only want to last for another like 2 days. You want it to automatically expire after those 2 days. And meaning if they click the link to go to your deal after those 2 days have expired, that link is going to take them to an offer expired page. And it would be great if the emails that they're seeing for this as well all say an actual date when that offer expires. So example would be your offer expires Friday, August 25th. So does that scenario make sense to you, Micah? I might be able to present it again now from beginning to end if it's a little unclear.
Yeah, and so just to make sure I've got it and maybe make sure everyone else understands. So what you're really talking about here is one where each individual person going through feels like they're in a launch or a sale that is time sensitive, and they don't know that they're the only one who it's time sensitive for. Is that right?
Exactly. So yeah, the launch example is the perfect example. It's almost like you're doing a launch every day on your website. So if I were to sign up for Micah's free starter e-course today, and then in 3 days Micah wants to send me this offer for his Mastery, for example, and I can get a special, like maybe it's 15% off on that if I sign up in the next 2 days. The emails I'm seeing are going to say, hey Bryce, the special offer for Mastery goes away on Friday, August 30th or whatever. Make sure you take advantage of it there. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll click on it, I'll do it. But let's say I didn't do that. Say I waited 3 days and I was like, Mike is just joking, like he'll let me have this deal still or whatever. Like there's no way he's like manually going to his website and changing the links all of a sudden just for me, right? And so I go and click on it 3 days later, and now it's automatically sending me to a page that says, sorry, Mastery is no longer available for that price, but you can get it for the regular price at this or whatever you want it to do, whatever page you want to send me to if I click on it afterwards. That's what we can set up for you with this. Cool. And chat, let me know if that makes sense to you down below. Cool. Yes, Mark. Good. Cool. All right. And this is a concept I drilled to death to PlusThis users. So I'm sorry if this is like the 100th time you've heard it, but it is very, very, very effective and very, very, very helpful for your campaigns. It can often mean the difference between a dead campaign and a living campaign that actually converts. So that's why I wanted to share it again. And I think Megan's even going to show an example of this in her own campaigns as well. So the pain, like Micah talked about, like when you do any kind of launches like this, you have to take down web pages, change links. It's very hard to do it without being generic and saying things like your offer expires in 3 days and doing stuff like that. And monitoring it's a nightmare, and people just can't do it unless it's like a launch with everyone on your list that they're going through the funnel at the exact same time. So that's very difficult to do otherwise. And the features that we're using in PlusThis are smart links and what's the date. In this example, they sign up for your video training, you're delivering your stuff, and then they're purchasing the product. And the smart links, this is the beauty that does this whole thing for you, is you're literally just putting into PlusThis what's the page you want to send them to when they're eligible. We know they're eligible because they have a tag that says they're eligible. And then tell us what page you want to send them to if they click on it if they're not eligible. And so what's the beauty of this whole thing is, in this sequence here, all we have to do is apply a tag that says they're eligible, and then after 7 days or whatever it is, remove that tag. And then when you look at this link here, PlusThis is going to give you a brand new link that you can just put in your emails. PlusThis, when someone clicks on that link now, PlusThis is just going to go and look, hey, does this contact have this tag? Okay, they do, so we'll send them to the special offer page. And if the contact doesn't have it because they waited too long and it was removed at that point, then they will go to the offer expired page instead. So that is how PlusThis does it. And then the added like cream to the top or whatever is how do you make it so your emails actually have real dates in them that look like a human wrote them instead of Infusionsoft that ties into when their actual expiration ends. And so we do that with the what's the date feature. And you can literally just say, okay, when this feature gets hit, so this HTTP post gets hit, we want to know what the day is 7 days from that point. And we're going to store that in an Infusionsoft field. So you can name that field your offer expiring, Evergreen expiring offer, whatever you want to name that date field, basically. It's going to put that, whatever that date is, 7 days from there. And then you can tell us what do you want that date to look like. So you can have it be just August 24th. You can have it just say Friday. You can have it say Friday, August 24th, no year. There's a whole bunch of options in here you can do. And literally the setup is you're putting in that what's the date feature right there, and you're having those tags like I said. And now everyone that clicks on it is getting their own personal launch basically. And that's a really, really, really cool feature that I highly recommend. Cool. Any thoughts on that one, Micah?
Sorry, I was chatting away on a question.
Yeah, no, you're fine. It says
no,
this is
no,
the price of admission alone, I think. Yeah, it totally was. Like, before I even started working at PlusThis, that was the one feature we started using in my last business that really made a huge difference on some of our more dead campaigns compared to our really successful ones, too. That was the first step in really turning around dying campaigns, basically. So,
and what I like about it, real quick, is that like you can put in a lot of effort to make a really good launch, and then the effort's gone, you know. And so, yeah, leveraging that all day is someone who can do a real evergreen launch and do what you just showed. I don't have like definitive data, but I would say that's probably going to be the very best online conversion thing you can probably do. I mean, calling them on the phone might be better, face-to-face might be better, but online, that's about the top. You know, you might have something cooler on this call. I might be totally wrong, but
yeah,
I love this thing.
I definitely am a fan of this one for sure. So I hope that you guys are liking these ideas so far. This is where I'm going to be passing the baton over to some of my guests as well, so you can see the actual live in the campaign kind of stuff, which is really cool. So I want to introduce some of those guests that I've brought on this call as well. The first one's going to be Megan Harrison, and she's going to show you 4 campaigns. So you're going to get 10 just from that alone with me and her, but we even have more than that too. So she's going to talk about the smart links that we went over and show you an example of an evergreen launch that she's made. She's going to also show you the time frame triggers for a live launch, video triggers for engagement and unlocking a bonus with Memberium, and then scarcity triggers for a webinar. So she's going to go, and then we're going to follow her with Stuart Bennett, who is going to show you a lead magnet he did that leads to a full membership site, how to prevent people from abusing a free guest pass. Like if your free membership, if you ever have people that just keep going, okay, cancel and restart, so they never pay for your stuff, that can be annoying. So he's going to show you how to do that kind of stuff. And then also he's going to show you some of the things that they do with their multiple level membership campaigns. And that is it for me for now. We'll come back at the end. I have some thank yous and bonuses for people for staying to the end, so please don't leave yet. There's some really cool things that we're going to give, including the walkthroughs for how to do each of these campaigns that I went over. So you don't have to worry about how do I even set this up if I wanted to get started. But anyways, I'm going to pass it over to Megan for now, and then we'll come back to me when we're done with the demonstrations.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Okay. How do I share my screen?
There should be.
I see it. Okay, so can you see it now?
We can. Yep, you're good.
Specialize in is creating online courses and membership sites for clients, and then I recently launched my own. And here's a few examples of different ones that we've done. Let me see if we can get rid of.
Hey, Megan. Your audio was kind of faint and then coming in, so if you can just keep that close. Thank you.
Okay. Can you see the GoToWebinar thing as well?
No, we just see the slide.
Okay, awesome. So here's a few examples of the different types of courses that we've created recently. And every single course that we create is using Memberium and PlusThis and Infusionsoft. Because if I'm going to be working with a client, I want them to be using the best systems. So I honestly don't think there's anything that beats Memberium and PlusThis. So it is definitely a requirement. And I'm going to show you the campaigns in my own funnel, just because I don't want to be sharing all my clients' secrets, but I don't mind you seeing my secrets. So I recently launched a new sales funnel that starts with a free membership level, and that's created in Memberium. So after someone opts in, my first goal is to always segment the list as much as possible so I can talk to them in a specific way that meets their pain points and their goals and desires. So after they opt in, the thank you form that they see will then take them to a segmenting question. And this question, I'm going to see it better here, what part of creating a course do you feel like you struggle with the most? And based on their answer, it's going to segment them into one of these 4 options. Either they struggle with the technology, they don't know how to sell their course, they're having a hard time getting everything out of their head, or they just can't find the time to do it. And this comes into play later on when your campaigns, because now you can funnel them into different sequences that allows you to either change headlines or change some of the email content, and basically speak directly to their pain points, which is really powerful. So once you opt in or you sign in for the membership site, you would see this welcome page that looks like this. And this uses Memberium shortcode. If a contact has a tag, display an image, and if they don't have that tag, display another image. And this is super powerful. So if you notice, the first 2, they don't have locked images on there. But the second 2, they do have locked images on there. And that basically just lets your user know, I haven't yet bought this course or this program or this product. And if you're anything like me, every time I see that, it makes me want it even more. So I think it really does help with conversions. And if you click on the lock image, it will take you either to a sales page or a waitlist page. And this is all controlled by Memberium's functionality, which is really cool. Moving on, the first campaign or next campaign I want to talk about is an Evergreen launch that, like Bryce was just discussing, with the smart links built in with PlusThis. And so an Evergreen launch means that it is actually available all throughout the year, but it simulates a live launch for your specific contact based on when they enter into your sequence. So the smart links allow you to show take them to a different link depending on how that contact is tagged. Or you could also use custom fields, but for this I'm using tags. So when someone, let me just move on, show you how it's actually done in PlusThis. You would create the link just by entering the information here, entering the URL that you want them to go to, if they have which tag. And I want them to only be able to go to the sales page if they have the open cart tag. If they don't have the cart open tag, then I want them to be taken to the waitlist page. So here's the HTTP post that would be generated, and then you simply just have to enter it into the open cart email that gets sent out to them. So it's fairly simple, but really powerful. And then we'll move on right to the next feature that I love within PlusThis is the Facebook custom audience open cart, or Facebook custom audience triggers. And what this does is that it allows you to add your users to a specific custom audience based on when you trigger this HTTP post to happen. So if you notice, I have this right before the open cart email. So in the sequence, this is when I'm announcing that the cart is open, they can purchase the course, and this allows me to then add them to Facebook or start showing them a Facebook ad like this. And then once the cart closes, it will take them out of this sequence, and they won't see that anymore. So this is what it would look like in PlusThis. I want to add them to the open cart sequence and then take them out of the pre-launch sequence. And that's where it goes.
So Megan, just a quick question. You're saying you're showing kind of what you do on your site, and I know you don't want to show exactly what you do for your clients, but I'm assuming this is your best practice that you would roll out on most sites. Is that right? Like
I mean, so it's all basically the exact same philosophy or strategy, maybe a little bit slightly different for the different clients and industries, but this pertains, like, you can do this for any type of business. Any Evergreen launch, or even if you're not doing an Evergreen launch, a live launch, it's still really, really useful.
Beautiful. Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No problem. And then just to like make it even more powerful, you can combine Memberium's features with the PlusThis features. So your messaging is all the same across all your different channels, because after all, marketing is all about marketing to the right people at the right time with the right message. And so when they're logged into the membership site, the free membership site, I'm able to show, if you look at the sidebar, different sidebar images based on their tags. So now that the open cart has happened for Online Courses Academy, they'll see Enroll Now into Online Courses Academy, simulating the live launch. And you can take this even farther by building in scarcity as it gets closer to the cart close time. So as they progress throughout the campaign, I'm going to change that image both in my Facebook ads as well as in the membership site. So Enroll Now Online Courses Academy, and now it says 24 hours left to enroll, so you better buy now, which is super awesome.
That's really cool.
It is really cool, and that's just touching, like, I'm not going to go crazy and go into all the details, but you can use this in so many more complex levels of, I mean, you can, early bird bonuses and surprise bonuses I think are really important for your offer strategy. So as soon as I open cart, there is also like a 24-hour or 48-hour early bird bonus, whether that's additional module or a one-on-one call or whatever that may be. But I use that for all my clients and myself as well. So these images you can also change all throughout the funnel. So now that first image would usually say enroll now and 24 hours left to get your early bird bonus, whatever that early bird bonus was. And then I usually like adding a surprise bonus like right before the end of the launch, because what that surprise bonus does, it just means that it's something that you don't announce at the beginning of the funnel, because the purpose of it is to really get any of the people that are on the fence that are kind of like, I don't know if I should buy, maybe, maybe not, onto the buying side of the fence. So that last surprise bonus can sometimes really kick people or like into motivating them to buy the product, which is cool.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's awesome.
Yeah, so the next feature I want to show is the video triggers to increase engagement, because once someone has purchased your course, now the most important thing that you can do is actually to get them to engage with the content. I think it's your responsibility, our responsibility as the owners and course creators or membership site creators to really deliver and produce the results that you're promising. And the only way that this is even possible is if you get your customers to actually engage and implement what it is that you're teaching. So, of course, it's their responsibility to consume the content as well, but you can also do things to help motivate them to consume the content with reminders and just using basic human psychology like competition and need for completion and curiosity, and really baking that into your membership site and your online courses is what I think sets you apart from just another information product, which there's plenty of those out there and the market's completely saturated with it, to more of a premium flagship course. And that's like one of my biggest, like the philosophy that I always preach because I think it's so important. Your job is to get the results that you're promising for your customers and help them get it in any way that you can. And so the video triggers, I really think, helps with increasing engagement. It also, so what they do is it allows you to track when your customers have watched a video based on using the PlusThis feature. I don't have a screenshot of it, but I think Bryce went over this, or
yeah, we did.
A tutorial video on
I
it.
love that you're showing like definitely other ways to use video triggers too. We showed it for like people who watch a video and then they'll see ads for upsells on Facebook based on that. But you're totally right. Like this is a great way to see how engaged people are on different videos and things like that.
And so if people are more engaged, it's going to reduce your refunds. It's going to improve the results. And then it's also going to increase the likelihood that your customers are going to purchase from you again. Because if you had 2 people and one person got amazing results because they implemented everything that you taught, and the other person only signed in a few times, who do you think is going to be more likely to purchase when you have your next live event or your premium product or your next product in your sales funnel? It's going to be the person that actually got results from consuming your content. So this can also be used, which I've just set up recently, to unlock bonuses for your customers, that if they've watched all the videos, it unlocks a bonus module. And this is all controlled, again, with Memberium and PlusThis, a combination of it, which is really powerful because just seeing that locked image that you don't have access to that bonus yet makes you want to get access to it. And yeah, so I actually do have one screenshot of how it's done, but I know Bryce has tutorial videos step-by-step on how to do this in the PlusThis membership. And then the last one that I want to go over, I think, is really, it's something that I've been waiting for a while. So I was really excited when PlusThis announced this, and this is the time triggers that he discussed earlier. And so for my clients and myself, I do a combination of, sometimes it's an Evergreen product launch, and then sometimes it's actually a live launch, which means that you have open, closed, or open dates and set closed cart dates. And something that a lot of people don't think about when they're planning a launch is that you basically need to have a different sequence for every day that your cart is open, because if they opt in 2 days before cart closes, if they opt in 2 days before the cart closes, there's no way that they can get all 5 emails in the sequence. But there might be one, you might want to combine some of the emails together, or there might be one email that you want them to get that's more important than the others. And the time triggers allows you to put them in a different sequence based on when they opt in. So you have the HTTP posts in that first welcome email sequence, and then depending on what day they opted in, it's then going to put them in day 1 sequence, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. Does that make sense? Did I explain that well enough?
Sorry, I was just trying to get unmuted. Yes, this is an awesome example of time frame triggers.
Okay, because it's very new to me too. So.
I love this application because a lot of times we don't even know all the ways that our users are going to use it, and this is a cool way to use it that I didn't even think of, and I didn't even know that exact pane was there too. So
yeah,
I really appreciate you sharing that.
It's definitely there. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. And that is all the campaigns that I have listed. So if you want to get access to the free course creation toolkit, you can text strategy to 96,000, and you can basically see all this in action.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. All right, so I think we're going to move it over to Stuart next. Thanks again, Megan, for sharing everything with us. I know I'm probably going to refer a lot of people to you if they want help with Memberium and PlusThis, because that is a great toolkit to know that someone actually understands both sides of that.
Thank you.
So I really appreciate you being on this call for that, because I'm sure we'll get a lot of questions about Memberium as well. All right, so let me make Stuart a presenter here. All right, Stuart's good? Cool.
Okay, brilliant. Can everyone hear me? Brilliant.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so for the last 15 months, I've been working with a golf networking company, helping them improve their their use of Infusionsoft, which we've been doing with PlusThis and some custom integration work. So the idea here is, their clients all meet up on the golf course and do business while they play golf. And they've got 70 plus groups across the UK, spanning 1,300 members. So, and they keep growing and growing. So this is how they did that. So we've built for them a free guest pass campaign. So the first stage for business is encouraging people to come and see what it's like. So they offer a free guest pass as a lead magnet. Come and play golf for free and see how awesome it is to do business on the golf course. And then if you like it, you can sign up to become a member, and there's different membership types you can have to see how, what type of membership is right for you and how much golf you want to play, for your networking, and sign up for the memberships and keep coming back month after month, doing more and more business on the golf course. So the first one, free guest pass lead magnet. So if you're a director, owner or partner of a business, you can book to have a free 18-hole game of golf at one of these groups that For Business offer and see what it's like. And we're using web forms, smart links, what's the date feature, and humanized Infusionsoft dates to pull this off, along with some custom API work. So they go to a form like this, and you can see that we're collecting first name, last name. We're getting some phone numbers so we can text them. We're getting their email address. Need to find out what group they want to go to and what their golf handicap is, etc. And then that will move them over to the date selection form, where they can choose their date from a list of dates that they are available to play golf. And what we can do there is, we can show you. So we use all that date selection forms are select by these dates in this database site here that's built through the API. It populates dates on their group pages here and on the date selection forms directly, so that they can book a specific valid date, and then they get a confirmation email with all those details, and then they can come back, they can click a get directions link from that, another smart link, to come to their specific group where they can go and get directions on Google Maps for driving to the place. So in PlusThis, we have the smart link to know whether or not they meet the rules to have a free guest pass. So it's testing for, have they attended an event before? Are they already a paying member, etc.? Has their membership lapsed or been suspended? And if not, it can then take them to the date selection form. And then we've got this, and a smart link, so that when they click the get directions link, it looks at what group they belong to and takes them to the right group page. So that's the that's that. And in Infusionsoft, this is the step 1 phase. They fill out the form on the website. It checks to see if they're abusing the system. If not, it puts them down the main track to go and have their date selected and send their confirmation email. Yeah, so then they get their, choose their date, and on this one they can have, there's then this campaign here that, you know, tests for blank fields. If everything's okay to send the email, it sends the confirmation email, and then there's stuff here for rescheduling or cancelling the date should that date be, you know, should there be a problem later on and they need to reschedule or cancel. There's functionality over here for doing all that.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and then if they are abusing the system, they go down, you know, the smart link again from that step 1 form. It just throws them down this track down the bottom, sends them to a sorry page, you know, to say, you know, sorry, unfortunately you've already had an event, for example, before. You know, if you'd like to come back, you can buy a membership, you know, and try to upsell them to the membership plans. Or if it's someone who's got membership and they're trying to, you know, they've hit their limit and are trying to get a free game of golf because they just want more games of golf that month, we can try and upsell them to the next highest membership so they can get more games.
Great, brilliant.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that you're using smart links to know if someone's already signed up for like your free trial basically, and then being able to send them to different pages if they try to do it again so that they don't keep getting the benefit of just leaving and coming back all the time.
Yeah, because they had that problem a lot where people would sign up multiple times for the free membership. They'd come, attend it, come back, and we thought, no, that's a leaky bucket. We need to fix that. So we got PlusThis involved to fix that, and that was one of the first campaigns we built for them, was the free guest pass system and fixing that for them.
Cool. And sorry, Stuart, for just, I know we're running a little close on time. I think that's all we can do for this part of it right now. But I think those were awesome campaigns for like getting everyone started with a free trial, knowing if they've already signed up before, and then moving them on to the other one.
Yeah, of course.
So, that's awesome. Thanks again, Stuart, for showing up.
Not a problem. You're welcome.
And if they want more information on like some of the campaigns you've done, what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
They can reach out to me on my email address, which is stuart@romaphone.com. Yeah, and I'll be happy to answer questions. I'm also in the PlusThis user group on Facebook as well.
Yes, that's a great point too. If you're not in the PlusThis user group, that is a great community to be able to post questions or get help on anything you need. And this is where I found Stuart and Megan for this webinar, actually. So they both chimed up with their examples of how they're using PlusThis and membership sites. So I super appreciate it. But yeah, I just want to wrap this up really quickly, give you all the extra little thank you bonuses that I promised at the end, because I know we're running out of time here. But anyways, just let me know in the chat, what was the biggest takeaway you're going to implement in your business next week? We get on a lot of these webinars where I'll learn so many things, but I fail at implementing them. So I just want to know, like, is there anything that you learned today that you feel like you are excited to implement, or you're going to commit to doing this after watching this? Cool. Good. Great comments. Chris is saying split testing. Gary's saying Facebook lead ads. Daniel's saying scarcity campaign and Evergreen with individual expire. Yeah, I'm glad that there's some takeaways here that you all are getting. And how many of you think you could convert at least one more sale each month using what you learned? That's really, that's the goal of this whole thing. I know some people were mentioning that we covered a lot of different features on here, but what was the benefit that you can really get out of a lot of these things? And the benefit I'm hoping that you can find is that you're going to convert at least one more sale each month using something that you learned from this webinar. Whether it's doing those evergreen expiring offers, maybe you're going to add that and that will convert a sale. Maybe you're going to start tracking who's watching videos and then sending them advertising or follow-up based on that, and that could convert another sale. I mean, there are a lot of things we covered here. Maybe you're going to do a text to opt-in or some Facebook Live stuff, and that can convert more sales. So I hope that's the benefit that you all are latching onto too. Like we at the end of the day, we want you to make more money and be successful, and so that's where I'm seeing a lot of the benefits for this. And Karen's saying for sure, and Kate's saying I hope so too, and Ed's saying yes I do. So yeah, good. A lot of excitement. So if any of you are interested, next steps basically, if you go to our website, you can start a free trial, no money obligation or anything. And I'm going to give you a bunch of bonuses for sticking on to this webinar and for needing the help. So anyone that signs up for the trial before the end of this month, I'm going to personally help you implement your first PlusThis feature. I don't do this for everyone. I only do it for the people that take some time out of their day, come to a live webinar, and want to actually implement something like in the next week or two. And that's what I'm here for. So if you sign up for PlusThis, I'm not going to leave you hanging. Go ahead, sign up, let me know if you're interested, and it will schedule a time where I can help you implement a feature. Then I'm also going to, probably this afternoon, finish recording some videos that walk through how to set up each of the campaigns I covered on the webinar. So some of you are asking, what about implementation guides or campaigns? Like, how do I get those? That's what I'm going to do. And I'll follow up with anyone that signs up for the free trial to be able to get those as well. Feel free to reach out to me for that. And then, Micah, you have an extra little bonus that you're giving out to people too.
Yeah, so if you guys, when you're going to check out on PlusThis, if you put in the promo code Memberium15, so again it's Memberium15, you'll get 15% off of PlusThis. They were kind enough to do that. So again, Memberium15, I'll put it through the chat as well, but if you want 15% off, make sure and do that as well.
Yeah, we appreciate Micah for letting us be able to share some things with his audience, so we wanted to make sure that they got a special little bonus for that too. And if you have any questions, I'm fine with sticking around to answer anything you have. Same with maybe Stuart or Megan, if they want to answer any questions, they're welcome to chime in. They have a lot of expertise there too. So go ahead and share everything you have.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I wanted to say thanks also to Megan and Stuart, and I did put Megan's site and Stuart's email into the chat for everybody. So if you wanted to get a hold of either of them, make sure and check there. But yeah, I just wanted to thank them again as well. Let's have a look at some of the questions. Do you have any, Bryce?
Yeah, so I'm just looking at here. Do we get the videos and bonuses if we're already a PlusThis member? Yeah, so Jamie, if you're already a member, just go ahead and email me and I'll take care of all of our current PlusThis members, giving you bonuses and all that. Cool. A lot of people asking about that. All right, what if we are a PlusThis newbie and have started implementing a little bit? Yeah, so Maria, if you're new to PlusThis and you need help, we can definitely get on a call to help with that too. We have live support, so we have people dedicated on our team to just supporting customers, and we can get you set up with that, and they can hop on a call or do whatever you need to get started. And then, Jamie, yeah, my email is bryce@plusthis.com. So go ahead and let me know if you want the bonuses, and I'll be able to email them to you. And support phone number, yeah, we have it on our website, so if you need any support for PlusThis, we have a phone number you can reach out there. We do email and we do web screen sharing.
Hey, Bryce, I have a question about that, especially since Megan's here. And so when you do support, like at what point in your support do you say, you know, you might want to go get a consultant? Because we at Memberium do that all the time, so how much of this can they do themselves, or how much do they need support for?
Megan, you'd probably, I don't know if Megan's on this still, but usually what we have, yeah, could you speak to that question? How hard is it for you, Phil, to implement some of these features?
I mean, I don't think anything is technically like super hard. You just have to, I mean, what I found is you just have to figure out where your time is best utilized. Like we only have so many hours in a day, so is your time best utilized trying to figure all this out and learning all the intricate details of Memberium and PlusThis, or you better spend content creation and networking and relationship building? And really only the individual can answer that question. So I think it's figuring out how much your hour is worth, and then is your hour worth is it better to hire someone to do that or to learn how to do it yourself?
Yeah, and we make videos for every one of these features to show you how to set one up. So you can literally just walk through it step by step and set it up yourself. But if you're like what Megan said, and you're not an implementer, you like to focus more on like the high-level stuff of your business or networking or making bigger decisions and not really getting in the weeds and making every little tweak in Infusionsoft. And totally, we have like people like Megan that can do this stuff for you. We have support if you are the person in the weeds that needs the support to do it, and we have videos that let you just do it on your own if you're the type of person that you're comfortable with Infusionsoft. You just want to be able to put in some features. Usually, people can just watch the videos, follow along, and be able to be fine on that.
Yeah, and I just want to chime in there because we're pretty similar. You know, we make videos and it's how-to and that. But there is a big difference in, you know, knowing how to click the buttons versus knowing what to do. And so I love sending people to a consultant because I feel like the consultant, somebody like Megan, is going to help them develop their strategy as well. So if you guys, know what to do and if you can follow some of these examples and go through, yeah, I know even the limited amount I have used PlusThis, it's just like, oh, that's easy and it's a smooth interface. So it is easy to use, and I'm sure they have great support as we do, but consultants are interesting because they're not just, even if you can use it yourself, somebody like Megan is seeing so many iterations of this and it's going to bring some cool best practices. So I'm not trying to like plug Megan, but I'm just seriously saying when you look at this question of how easy to use is it, it's really easy to push the buttons typically, and there's videos and there's tutorials and there's support. But if you want to take it to another level, a lot of times talking to a few people can be very helpful, and that for both Bryce and for me is great when you guys use our consultants.
Yeah, exactly. We refer people to consultants all the time, not because it's hard to implement, it's just where's your time best spent? And if it's not on implementing features and putting stuff in Infusionsoft, then totally use a consultant. It's worth it. Just having a couple of questions here too. So people are wondering how to contact you, Megan. What's the best way for them to get in touch if they need your help?
Just my website, so megankharrison.com. There's a form there you can fill out.
Yeah, Google Megan Harrison, and you'll be able to find her there pretty easily.
Yeah, the same thing with Infusionsoft Marketplace. But yeah, just my name.
That's good. And then people are asking about the code. Yeah, let me show really quick. Actually, yeah, if you want to put the coupon code in, the developers kind of hid it. So because a lot of people that come to a site and they see a coupon code, the first thing they do is they stop filling out the form and go Google PlusThis coupon code, right? And so the way that you get to it is you just fill out that first part of the form, and then you'll have a little pop-up that shows up that you just need to put it in there.
Yeah, and the code again, guys, is Memberium 15. I'll put it through the chat again for the 15% off.
Yep. Cool. Any other questions people have? Most of them are asking the same questions, so that's why I'm just trying to find other ones that I might have missed. There were a lot earlier too.
No, I think we're pretty much good. That was amazing, actually. It's so cool to see little tweaks on old ideas that you already know work, and so like getting it into a new technology is just like, oh, this is going to work great. So I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Appreciate it very much. And yeah, anyone else that has questions, feel free to just email us, bryce@plusthis.com, and we'll take care of you then. Thanks again, Micah, for inviting me on here, and hopefully we can help some of your customers grow their websites and membership programs and all that stuff too.
Well, thanks again, Bryce, and thank you again, Megan and Stuart, and thanks everybody for staying till the end. You guys are troopers. Like he said, you can reach out to their support or our support at any time, and then Megan's also a good resource, and we put Stuart's email in there if you want to ask him questions. But thanks again for coming. We'll have the replay up as soon as possible and send out some emails when it is. See you, everybody.